Hello, my dear friends. I welcome you to the channel of Arihant Career Group. In today's session, I'm going to discuss with you quantifiers. It is one of the most discussed and confused topics in English grammar. I believe that you must have heard about determiners and quantifiers. A determiner is a word that identifies the things. On the other side, a quantifier actually says how much or how many. In short, I can say that a quantifier is either a word or a phrase that actually specifies the quantity of a noun. Now, the question is, in what situation, I mean to say, a noun can either be a count or uncount. In what situation I'm supposed to use which type of quantifier? That is what we are supposed to discuss in today's session. So, before I start discussion, I would like you to go through a list of the quantifiers first of all. So, the list of the quantifiers includes all, no, some, any, more. I shall be discussing with you a few examples later on. Let us continue with this list of the words. More, most, less, enough, a lot of, lots of. So, if you are reading newspaper or you are going through a book, you must have noticed a few of the words that I have discussed right now. But please note that the situation may change in a sentence. If suppose a sentence is having a count noun, and the same sentence if it is having uncount noun. The question is which quantifier is most suitable in such situations? My dear friends, a list that you have just gone through right now that comprises 10 quantifiers. These 10 quantifiers can be used with both count nouns and uncount nouns. Let us discuss few examples. If I say she has a lot of money. Yes, this is correct sentence. She has lots of time. Yes, this is also one of the correct sentences where I'm using quantifier. So quantifier is basically either a word or a group of the words, or I can say it is a phrase that specifies the quantity of the noun. And a noun can either be a count noun or an uncount noun. Let us continue with the discussion. My dear friends, you must have found these words somewhere, few and a few. And I'm sure that when you have noticed such words somewhere, you might have felt some doubts. What is the difference between few and a few? I would like to write an example here. 1 minute. Yes, if I say that she has a few friends. So in this sentence, I'm giving you two examples. Either I'm using few or I'm using a few. So what is the difference between few and a few? If I say that she has few friends, that means the number is as high as expected. So the number is quite satisfactory, or I can say she has enough friends. Okay, so rather saying a few, if I say that she has few friends, please note I have removed article here. I'm saying that she has few friends. So it means that the number of the friends is not as high as expected. Okay, or I can say that not at all. Or if I say that she has no friends, or I'm saying that she has few friends, actually the meaning is same. The number is not as high as expected, or I can say not at all. So this was a situation where I can count a noun. I'm saying the friends. So friends can be counted here. So in case of a count noun, I'm using two words here. Or I mean to say I'm using either few or I'm using a few. Both are the quantifiers but both are giving or reflecting a different meaning in the same sentence. Now let us have two words in the discussion once again. If the situation does not have a count noun, or I can say that if a sentence has uncount noun, so what is the word, what is the most appropriate word that I can use in this situation? Let us continue. She has little sugar. And in the next sentence, what I said, she has a little sugar. So, my dear friends, I hope you are able to understand. She has little sugar. It is having actually the same meaning that I discussed with you in case of few and a few. When I'm saying that she has little sugar, so it means that the quantity of sugar is not as high as expected. Or I can say that the quantity of sugar is nothing at all. Okay, so the quantity is extremely low. It is abysmally low here. So if I say, rather saying little, if I say a little, she has a little sugar, that means she has enough sugar to manage the things, or the quantity or the amount of the sugar is more than expected. Is it fine? Okay, so I hope you have understood the difference between few and a few, little and a little. Now, one of the most important phenomena that I wanted to discuss here with you is some and any. Now the question is how some is different from any. This is what I have written on the board, some and any. If I say that she has some apples, so that means apples can be counted. In that case, I'm using some. Now the question here is, now in what situations I can use any, or in what situations any can replace some. So please note down that they can be either an interrogative sentence or a negative sentence. In case of interrogative sentence or a negative sentence, I shall be using any. For example, in a first sentence, what I said, she has some apples. If I want to say that she doesn't have some apples, so actually I'm using some here, which is incorrect. I'm supposed to say that she does not have any apples. Number one, she does not have any apples. So this is a negative statement. On the side of the interrogative statement, does she have any apples? Yes. So if it happens, if it is a case of a negative sentence or an interrogative sentence, what we are supposed to use here is any. I must understand the difference of the situations where I'm supposed to use any and replacing some here. Okay, so I believe that you have understood the fundamental differences between the few quantifiers that I discussed with you. So let us recall what did we discuss in this session. We have discussed the difference between a determiner and a quantifier. We also discussed a list of the quantifiers which can be used in both the cases where the noun is either count or uncount. Then we learned the difference between a little and little, and then we also covered the discussion. Our discussion also covered few and a few, and in the last of the session I have discussed with you what is the difference between and how differently we can use some and any in the different situations. So the conclusion here is we have learned something about quantifiers in this session and certain doubts that you were facing earlier. I hope this session will help you to solve such doubts. So, in the end of the session, I'm also going to discuss with you one thought. This is a thought of the day. A failure that makes you humble is better than an achievement which makes you arrogant. So, my dear friends, a failure is nothing but it is a part of success. It actually helps us to understand what flaws or what lacunas that we had in our approach. Let us rectify such things, and automatically the failure will be deleted from our life. But yes, a failure that makes you humble is far, far better than an achievement which makes you arrogant. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this session was very, and I believe that it was immensely beneficial to you. And you please keep learning such things in these sessions. Thank you so much for your time. And I believe that if you have any doubts, you can discuss such doubts in the drop box. Thank you so much for watching this video and enjoy learning with Arihant Career Group. Thank you so much.